Hello and welcome to TOD Plays Games, where we're taking a look at our third character for the Solasta Palace of Ice campaign. This is a new one for the channel, character I made a long time ago when I was playing around with other classes and things to work out what I wanted to try. And we have a rather fun Sylvan elf. I like my Sylvan elves, they get that extra movement, perfect for a monk. Kind of works for a ranger as well. Just because they're like wood-based, woodland elves, basically. Marsaili Whiteleaf. Now, we went ranger. Rangers are... they're like a halfway house between a rogue and a fighter, basically. So you can already see these things that I'm going to love. I love dex-based stuff as well. I love characters who use bows. She is, while very capable in close combat, she's going to be our first ranged fighter, hopefully able to stick in the back and just keep popping off shots. We're going to build her in an archery way. She's an elf, of course, so that's the plan. Ignore all the gear and stuff, she's not going to start with this. We will have other weapons and things to use, so don't worry too much about that. Let's just go over the stats. Dex first, obviously she's at 19. We'll be going up to 20 as soon as we can. There's a certain feat that I'm looking for that removes the benefits of cover from archery shots, which also gives you +1 dex. Once we're up to 20, so already she's at +5. Very nice. Con, obviously she needs a bit of health as well, because she is probably going to be getting into melee combat at times. And how we're going to build her out, her primary stat for the weapons that she uses is going to be dexterity. So we don't need too much strength, but a bit works, makes sense. We also have wisdom. She does have a little bit of spell power behind her. We'll touch on the spells. We haven't unlocked any yet, but obviously as we level up we'll get them. But wisdom, they're meant to be, or the idea of the character is that she is very much in tune with the wider world. She has lived in and around the forests her whole life. She's now going off on this big adventure, and the wisdom sort of gives you the nature perception vibe of somebody who has probably been out a scout, bit of a hunter, out and about around the wooded areas, and that's sort of again where we've picked the stuff for her. She's very good at killing undead, which is great for the main campaign. Don't know about Palace of Ice, but we'll find out. And her favoured hunting ground is forest. Don't really know how that plays into the game so much, but from a narrative point of view, it just makes sense for her. And she is going to be rocking a longbow predominantly. Movement 7, because she's a Sylvan elf, she gets that extra movement. So again, not going to be quite as obnoxious as a monk, but she's quite maneuverable. We can disengage, move into another position. And with 14 health and a d10 hit dice, she can take a bit of punishment. Hopefully she won't need to, but she can. With a wanderer personality, I've kind of gone with, again, the idea that she's a bit of an outcast. She's lived with elves, maybe in this little settlement in the forest, out of it, and then something has pulled her in, right? So that just fits the idea. We've got slang, altruism. She's been helping her community. She wants to help elves and maybe animals that she's found and things like that, you know. So she is lawful, she is altruistic, she's not really in it for herself, she's just trying to help the greater good. So that's where we're going with Marsaili. Sylvan elf, we've gone over pretty much everything. Dark vision, again, it just makes sense. Hunting in the forest, keen senses. She also gets perception on she's also proficient with the perception skill. She has trance, so she only needs to rest for 4 hours. Not that that matters in this game, but for role-playing stuff, RP, it makes sense. 4 hours and then she's back out hunting again. Or she can just hole up for a couple of hours if she's out on a long hunt, get back to tracking. Talked about the increased movement. She has proficiency with survival and athletics. Again, it just works. Advantage on survival when hunting. Don't know how much that's going to come into play in this game, but for her character, it's perfect. She also knows Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Halfling. The idea that she's sort of mixed a little bit, but not much, but it's only really with the most common races. Ranger. So, Rangers are wanderers of Solasta's wilderness. Rangers are trained survivalists, fierce in battle, and stealthy hunters. Excellent trackers and archers. They also have some spellcasting ability. She can use medium armor in all honesty, and a shield in all honesty. We're going to use really the dex bonus as her big armor stat, so we probably won't be going near medium armor, stick with light. She can also make arrows and bolts. That's 2 in the party that can do that. She knows she has martial weapons. We'll see how we go with her dual wielding, but primarily she's going to be dual wielding when she's in melee. I might keep them as light weapons. We may branch out into... there is a feat that means you can take 2 martial weapons. We'll see. Because she's so dex focused, short sword seems to work. We'll play about with it. Ranger skills, we'll touch on those later. Favoured enemy, undead, so she's basically been keeping the undead out of the forest. Was my idea when I created her. And natural explorer in the swamp. I'm guessing that was just the closest to what she was living in from the list that we were given. We will get more of those before she hits level 10, so we'll go over those as and when we do. I mentioned spellcasting. She hasn't unlocked it yet, but from level 2 she will get Hunter's Mark, which is a very nice damage boost. Like, she basically picks a target, gets a damage bonus against that target, and that can move around as well. Very much like Malediction, just not as magical. And I don't think it does as much damage, but it just... every little helps, right? This is meant to be a harder campaign, so that's the idea. And it's very good. She also gets Goodberry, which means we don't need to worry about rations. And you'll know how much rations piss me off, because they're heavy. And I run out of them all the time. Skills wise, you can see where we've gone with this. She's dex focused, she's wisdom focused, right? Stealth, absolutely, it just makes sense. Sleight of hand, acrobatics and athletics, she's pretty good at moving around. She's very flexible. We've heard about reach and flexibility from Garrus. Or we will, if we've not got there yet. We know how good these things are, so that's cool. Just general movement, she's going to be very good. She's going to be our adventurer. Intelligence, I kind of went down the idea of intelligence and charisma are quite low, because while she has mixed with some other races, she's predominantly been focused in her clan, and even in that clan idea, she's been out in the wilds hunting and, you know, not always there. She doesn't interact too well with people, and what she knows is really from nature and her clan. Doesn't have world, you know, lots of world smarts, but she's very wise, and that again fits. Oh, nature's intelligent. Oh, okay, well I got that wrong. But wisdom again just fits for her. Animal handling +6. Tracking and finding and befriending animals. Insight, pretty good. Medicine, she can do a little bit of healing. Don't know how much, but she can. Perception, I love perception, and she's going to be seeing everything. She's an elf after all. Got Legolas eyes. And survival, again, just makes sense. She's been out on her own, hunting and stuff. Works for me. Herbalism, smiths, yeah, fine. Simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, medium armor, shield. Touched on these. I don't know how we're going to equip her. She's predominantly going to be range based, and there is a beautiful little skill that you can do with a ranger, and as we level up we'll go into that. But basically, if she's attacked by a ranged attack, so magical or like other archers, as a reaction she can just pop off a shot back. So she could theoretically be getting 3 attacks a turn. I think I'm gonna like this club. I do. I really do. So that's the first 3. We've got one more to do, and that's a character that we will create together in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. See you all in the next one.